What's going on, YouTube? Dannydecks here. We are back with more Legends Runeterra content. A couple things before we get into the deck for today. One, I am wearing a hat, and I am indoors wearing headphones on top of my hat. You know, get at me. Basically, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. My hair is just a mess. My hair is weird. It grows fast. It's like thick, and it doesn't listen to me. My crown is like all over the place. So, you know, I should be thankful that I have, you know, some wonderful, luscious, thick hair. But it is a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. Anyways, got to get a haircut. That's what the hat's about. Second thing, my channel has seemed to starting to pick up, you know, pretty good steam, and I'm getting more subscribers constantly, as well as my videos are doing better and better. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who's watched and supported me. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It helps out a lot, and I really, you know, I'm going to be making content. So if you like what I'm doing, you know, feel free to join the crew. And if anybody has any deck ideas that they want to see me play, just leave a comment, and I may or may not get to your deck. There's a good chance I'll actually just play whatever you guys suggest. So if you have any deck ideas you want to see me play, any meta decks that you want me to go over and do a detailed guide on, drop a comment below, and I'll probably get to it. So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate all the support. You know, you guys are awesome, and I have a lot of fun doing this. So hopefully the meta gets better. I honestly can't wait till the end of the month, because I am not too happy with Gnar and a couple of the Bandle cards, but you know, that is what it is. Salt aside, every game gets like that. But yeah, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the video. Let's get to the deck.
There is nowhere left to go but up.
So today we are playing what I am calling Fat Dragons. The S didn't fit because there's a character limitation, and with the color and the sparklies, I couldn't get the S. So, you know, we're just calling it Fat Dragon. Basically, the gist of this list is play dragons, fight for the board early, and, you know, take it over. A lot of the stuff going around right now is smaller units, and we can win via overwhelm or just via being able to have units that they can't deal with, and dragons are perfect for that. Couple of things. One, well, the deck did really well for me on ladder. It didn't take... Normally when I create a deck, I go all the way back to, like, you know, Diamond 4 or 0 LP Masters or whatever. This deck didn't really have that issue. It did take a decent amount of games to tweak properly and find the numbers that I liked in the exact list. But overall, right out the gate, it was working pretty well. So definitely a strong deck, definitely very viable, and a good choice in the meta if you like this sort of thing. Couple questions to answer. Why am I not running Pantheon instead? And I think Pantheon has too high of a deck building cost for what I'm looking to do here. You can always run the Pantheon Dragon deck. I just think that I want to play a lot of early units. I want to fight for the board, and I don't want to be stuck with a million combat tricks. If I want to do that, then I'm probably better off playing Pantheon Yuumi, Pantheon Taric, Mono Pantheon, etc. So that's why we're not running Pantheon. And why are we not running Aesol? So Aesol is the usual go-to top-end dragon card. Currently, games don't go to 10 mana. That's it. You pretty much would never get to play Aesol. And the other issue with Aesol is, if you want to play Aesol, you probably got to run at least 2 copies of Eclipse Dragon in order to cheat him out on 8. And Eclipse Dragon at 7 doesn't feel very good. So it's too slow for the meta. If the meta slowed down, I would consider running Aesol. That's it. I had a lot of fun with the deck. The deck performed very well. And it's solid. It's a fun deck to play. I love dragons. Everybody loves dragons. And it performed well. So, you know, we're going with a pretty traditional dragon list with a little bit of spice. In terms of numbers, Dragon Chow is just a good one-drop. It draws us a card, and you can often use something like Sharp Sight if you need to kill priority units on 2. With this, if you just want to make sure you take over the board, don't be afraid to buff your Dragon Chow in order for it to kill stuff. Bright Steel Protector. We have some challengers in the deck. This in combination with our challengers lets us take good trades. This in combination with anything basically lets us defend or attack pretty freely. It's also a unit we can throw on the board in a pinch. Mountain Goat. Mountain Goat gives us gems. It's also a unit that we can play on the board. The other option you can run is... Oh gosh, where's the 2-drop? The Durant card, the new one, this thing. It's Durand, not T. Durand Sculptor. The reason I didn't play Sculptor instead, or I play in Goat over Sculptor, is 3 attack. I actually want the 3 attack. I think it's much more important than having the additional health point. However, this is definitely a legitimate card you can slot into the deck if you wish. Pale Cascade, Combat Trick, draws you a card. Overall, pretty solid. So we're running 3. Petricite Broadwing. Now, this card effectively replaces Dragon Guard Lieutenant. This is a very solid card. Love it. Oftentimes, Dragon Guard Lieutenant trades once and dies. This will quite often get you, like, you can trade into, like, a 2-2 and then a 2-1 or something, or just a 2-2 and have it on the board, and you can pull something aside, get additional damage. Just a good card. I think Petricite Broadwing is better than Dragon Guard Lieutenant, so we're running Petricite Broadwing. It also doesn't have the condition that Dragon Guard Lieutenant has, where you need to have a dragon in hand. So I think this is a great upgrade to the deck. Oftentimes, Dragon decks would actually cut Lieutenant because he's just kind of not that great, you know? Whereas I think Broadwing fits perfectly, and he does exactly what Lieutenant wanted to do. 3 copies of Sharpsight, Combat Trick. The whole name of the game here is keep our dragons alive, keep our dragons healthy, take over the board, and, you know, give the opponent no quarter. 3 single combats. Our units are oftentimes bigger than theirs, and because we are playing in Targon and Demacia, we don't have access to, you know, removal like Vengeance, Mystic Shot, etc. Single combat is going to have to function as our removal in this deck, and it does a great job at that. It synergizes very well with all of our other cards. You know, Mountain Goat gives us a gem, Dragons get Fury, Wounded White Flame gets Faded, etc. Single combat's perfect here. 2 Dragon Clutch. Dragon Clutch, it gives you some gas, and it can also give you Overwhelm to close out a game against a lot of the decks that like to go wide with small units. Pretty much a no-brainer, and basically the reason that you have to play Targon. You can not go Wounded White Flame, but to not go Dragon's Clutch in a Dragon deck, it's absurd. It feels really bad, and you know that's why you're basically in Targon for this card. Even though I'm not running 3 copies of it, 2 copies seemed right. I tried running 3 copies. 3 copies, oftentimes I just drew too many of them, and it ended up being a dead card. Whereas 2, you often get it in the game, and you can decide if you want to use it for Overwhelm or to draw more stuff. It felt perfect at 2. 2 copies of Hush. Hush is, you know, I don't want to say mandatory because it's definitely not mandatory, but Hush felt really good. It lets you win against like a Pantheon deck, so when they go the massive faded units, Hush shuts that down. It lets you kill Gnar, so basically Gnar will attack in, you can Hush it, it doesn't generate Pokestick, it loses Quick Attack, and you can trade with a Goat, and then all of a sudden their Gnar just got traded in with a Goat. It does feel a little bit bad, because it's technically 5 mana for his 4 and 2 cards for his 1, but Gnar is just so absurd that if you let Gnar flip and kill your strongest unit for free, you're having a bad day. But anyways, Hush does a lot of stuff. It also, Tristana's a great unit to Hush, and it's very prevalent in the meta. So anyways, Hush, solid card. Wanted to include 2 of. It's basically, you know, it's very useful in this deck. 1 copy of Strafing Strike. I ran 3 copies, 2 copies, and then ended up at 1 copy. Basically, it's just an additional single combat, essentially. That's kind of what this ends up boiling down to. It's for dragons, it heals them for 2. Just a good card. We want more interaction, and this just offers us more interaction. That's really it. Just an additional strike spell is very useful. Wounded White Flame, you know, he's a 3-mana dragon. We have a lot of stuff that does target our board, or our units, so Wounded White Flame can often get big. He doesn't get Pantheon deck levels of big, because as I said, we're not running a faded deck, where all of our cards are proc faded. However, he does fit perfectly here. There's a lot of ways to activate him. He is a dragon. In combination with Dragon Chow, he'll give us an additional draw as well. So Wounded White Flame fits really well in this deck, and we're running 3 copies. 1 copy of Yuumi. Yuumi is a card that when you have it and you have a second one, it feels bad. Yuumi's champion spell is terrible. Not to mention we had 1 slot open. You could technically argue to run a single copy of Pantheon, or you could change it to 2 Pantheons, 1 Galio. Those are all viable options for the deck, no doubt. But I do find Yuumi works really well. We have a ton of great units for Yuumi to go on. Obviously, the Wounded White Flame is, you know, the most obvious one, but on a Goat, it's not bad. You generate a ton of gems. On Broadwing, it's good. It lets you just keep your Broadwing continuously challenging stuff. On obviously Shyvana, Screeching Dragon, it's good. So I'm not super duper impressed with Yuumi as a card, but it fits really well in this deck, and it did exactly what I wanted it to do as a one-off. And occasionally, you can just play Yuumi as a unit on the board that will grow by itself. That's not all the time, but it does happen on occasion, and you got to be aware of that. 3 copies of Shyvana. Shyvana is, the best dragon, I think. When Shyvana attacks, she gets +1/+1. The way she levels up is if she has seen dragons deal 12 damage, she is included in this. She has to be on the board and dragons have to do 12. It's not as hard as you think. You level up Shyvana pretty easily. When Shyvana levels, every time she attacks, she gets +2/+2, and she actually creates an additional Strafing strike. Shyvana gets big fast, and Shyvana is dangerous. So this card, basically, if she levels up and she's on the board, she threatens to take over the game all by herself. Amazing. Love Shyvana. Great card. 2 copies of Concerted Strike. Normally, these decks tend to run 3 copies of Concerted Strike. I'm running 2. I tried with 3. It just felt like I had too many Concerted Strikes, and Concerted Strike at 5 mana just feels heavy. Like I said, the meta is pretty quick. Like, on turn 5 or 6, you're getting killed by Yordle in arms pretty often, so you don't really have the mana to be throwing out 5 mana Concerted Strikes and stuff like that, which is why I opted to go with an additional, like 1 Strafing Strike, as opposed to the 3rd Concerted Strike. Concerted Strike does a lot of stuff that Strafing Strike doesn't, obviously, but overall, I think it is a little bit too slow at the moment to run 3 copies. You could definitely up it. It's your call. Screeching Dragon kills priority units. It's a dragon. Good stuff. The other thing is Mountain Dragon, which is new, shares a cost with Screeching Dragon. I just couldn't run this card. It doesn't have Challenger, and Screeching Dragon basically outclasses it in almost every way. Even though this is the Galio card that synergizes with him, just wasn't good. That's really it. Screeching Dragon gets stronger, whereas this card really doesn't. Every time it takes damage, it loses attack. It just felt bad, and it felt not even close to Screeching Dragon's quality. I did try to run it originally, and I found that it just was lacking, and Screeching Dragon just way better. So we're running 3. Top of our curve, this is normally where Asoul would sit. We're running Galio, and Galio in this deck threatens to level up quite often. You do have a pretty decent board. You have a bunch of dragons and your other shit, and we're playing a lot of units in this deck, so we can threaten to level up Galio, which in itself is game ending. Galio he is an 8/8 with spell shield, so he's a very threatening unit, and he heals our dragons. So even if we don't level up Galio and we have a couple of dragons on the board and you play Galio, he gives them 3 health, and it's an 8/8 that gives your dragons 3 health, lets them stay healthy, lets them keep fighting, and basically trade into everything. So Galio fits perfectly in this deck. At 7 mana, I couldn't justify running 3 copies of him. Meta's just too fast for Galio to be a 3 of in this type of deck. So running 2 worked perfectly well, and Galio fits perfectly here. So I will say, this is my list. This is what I found that works best for me. I did test a whole bunch of different things, and this deck has tons of tech choices. There's all kinds of cards you can run in this deck, and you can play it however you like. As I said, you could change the champions. You could run Pantheons. You can run Asouls if you like. You can add the Eclipse Dragons. Yada, yada, yada. Sky's the limit. A notable thing is Rally. I didn't include Rally, although Galio provides it. He really doesn't, because odds are if you level Galio, you pretty much win the game anyways, but you can definitely add Rally to the deck. Rally would be a very strong option, and I just couldn't find out where I wanted to fit it. I liked everything I had. My goal with this deck was to be able to fight with the board early and give my dragons some breathing room, right? You don't want to be in a position where you don't play anything until 4, which sometimes it happens. Sometimes you don't get to play a dragon until Shyvana on 4, and you don't, you just bad draw. That's life. But ideally, you want to be able to play on the board fairly early, so that when you do have your dragons out, it's not just like one dragon against a full board, right? It's, you've already fought and traded, and you got now it's like a Shyvana versus a Concologist, and you get out of control. That's the idea here. Fight early, get big, take over the game. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoy the game. Please be sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment below. Let's get into the matches. Alright, scouts. So this is an interesting matchup for us. We should be pretty good into them, assuming we don't draw very poorly. I'll keep this single combat. Okay, this is not a terrible hand. This is okay. A Shyvana would be ideal. Another goat, not bad. The idea here is we're going to be able to trade into all of their units, and eventually we'll get a decent dragon on the board. Once we get our decent dragon, we should be able to kill pretty much anything that they do. They will go wider than us, and that's kind of a problem. So this is that's a bit of an issue. That trades well into goat. Maybe I just pass on 2, and then that way I'll have mana for the white flame. We'll see. I could just pass 2. Let's see what he does. Yeah, I'm gonna pass, see if he develops. If he develops, I have to play goat. But if he takes this pass, then I'll just play Wounded White Flame on 3. Actually depends what he develops. Like if he develops the 2 mana buff your stuff by 1, I'm down to play goat and swing in. Okay, good. He passed. I prefer this. I prefer a pass into pass. This way I get the white flame down and I can threaten pretty much anything he does.
Looking for trouble? It found you.
Like opponent's got to be a little bit afraid here, right?
Set sail.
Is this a Pale Cascade or a Sharp Sight? I think it's a Sharp Sight. Simply because if he has his own Sharp Sight, then he can kill my dragon if I Pale Cascade, and I don't want to lose my dragon. I'll just take the 4 damage, it's fine. Right, so like at best he has 5 damage here if he Sharp Sights this. So it's like, it's whatever, he can't kill my dragon. This also leads me to believe he probably does have Sharp Sight. That's a great card, actually. So if I play this on that, I probably want to do that. I'll open attack just to get my 4 damage in, and then when he develops, I will Strafing Strike his MF, and with Pale Cascade, I should go over top. So, do this. And he's going to Sharp Sight, and my Pale Cascade will put me over top. Yep. Cool. So he's going to need to have another one, and if he has another one, then probably lose the game. But he didn't, so that's wonderful. Yeah, this is very good news for us. We have a big-ass dragon that he's going to have a hard time dealing with.
Out of nowhere.
And while he does have, you know, little shit on the board, we can kill all of that.
I mustn't stop.
I mean, I'm fine with this. Well, what are you going to do? Why would you not pull it? Like, if you don't attack, he wants to end round like that? I don't think I want to. I think I want to play goat. Sure. Alright, well, let's just get our board of goats going. He could play Cytheria. But that doesn't even really matter. This goes to 6 if I play this, so... it's 5 mana. I have enough. Yeah, we're just gonna goat it up, and we're swinging.
You don't understand. Fall by my sword!
We're gonna go like this, see what he does. And then I can single combat with my goat into his Cytheria to finish it off. So I'm just kind of waiting for him to combat trick. No combat trick comes out, cool. can just play Chow. Let's see what he does to Chow. I'd probably just single combat Cytherea, honestly. Yeah, this is good. Now, he can protect Cytherea, for sure, which would suck. But it's just one more card out of his hand, and at the moment his hand is pretty slim. I mean, my hand isn't much better, but I have the advantage of the Wounded White Flame in my hand being pretty darn big at the moment. And yeah, Cytherea died, so I have pretty much board domination. I'll probably slap Galio next turn, and Galio should prevent him from really doing anything. Let's see what he does first. Alternatively, I could just play Brightsteel. I don't think I want to, though. I think I want to slap the Galio down. Then I can follow it up next turn with a Dragon's Clutch, and I can actually draw 2 off this because Galio is going to buff it. So it's going to let me draw multiple times. I think my opponent's in a pretty rough spot. Okay, so he's going to give something challenger.
Show them what we're made of.
A Cytherea. So if he's going to do that, then I actually don't think I can play Galio. I think I have to buff this. So
My shield is yours.
we'll go this route. He wants to pass here. I actually want to draw my dragons. The reason I want to draw my dragons now is so that I have a higher chance to draw a strike spell. I mean, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't just use Cytherea to attack into Dragon Chow, like at the very least. That makes no sense to me, but whatever.
Right on.
Yeah, like, right? And this is fine with me. I mean, he's not really getting much done.
Press on.
He's trading his bird for my other thingy, and it's not really a big deal. He does deny my draw. I don't think I agree with the bird attack. The bird attack seemed kind of dumb, considering he's a very board-based go wide deck, and I'm like play a couple dragons and they're strong. So him trading with me, it benefits me totally. All right, what are you doing? Not sure what my opponent's up to. I don't know if he's thinking or he just salty that he's probably going to lose. I could slam Galio just to have a big boy unit, but I think I'll probably go Screeching. Maybe I go Shyvana. Not sure yet. Depends what I draw. We'll see what I draw. I think Galio might end up being the right choice. Oh, a Concerted Strike? So with Concerted Strike, it's definitely
The
Shyvana.
dragon's rage claws to get out.
Yeah, so this is a easy Concerted Strike. And we're going to attack with Shyvana first. The reason I want to attack with Shyvana first here is I want to buff her faster. So if I use this and it just straight up kills his Cytherea, then I don't get the additional 3 damage from Shyvana. So by doing it this way, I get the additional 3 from Shyvana, so she'll go to 10, which means when I attack, she levels. So yeah, opponent is just like, wow, what do I do? Easy game. That's how you do it. GG. Okay, Sejuani Gnar. So, you know, just Gnar, basically. It's just more Gnar stuff. The deck can be pretty nasty. Haha. We should be okay, though. As long as we're careful about stuff like the teeny dactyl flipping with Sejuani leveled up on the board, we shouldn't have too much trouble. I mean, we don't have much going on, so Broadwing's probably best. And I don't really care what my opponent plays. I'm probably going to just slam another Broadwing. Maybe I won't Goat. No, we'll go double Broadwing. Really deter him. And even so, I'm going to attack in. Now I expect him to play Gnar, and I'm going to Concerted Strike his Gnar. Teeny Dactyl. Pass. Wait for him to do something. He did nothing. That's wonderful. We're at 5. Alright, huge. Good stuff. Alright, so he can play the ice thingy. That's the one, Troll Chant. So how does this look for me if he does that? I can Troll Chant. Which do I prefer to kill? I kind of think I want to kill Teeny Dactyl, but we'll buff this. I'd rather get the Fury trigger, honestly. And then this way we can threaten with Concerted Strike next turn. Poison Dart. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Whatever, at least it's only his first trigger, so it's not too bad. Little bit annoying, for sure. There's the Sejuani. So he can pull this. But I can stop it from dying, so I think I'm okay with that. Probably just play Goat, honestly. Yeah, we'll just probably play out double Goat into a sharp sight. So, yeah, he pulls there, sure. And I could just Concerted Strike Sejuani instead. If I Concerted Strike Sejuani, I lose this. I could alternatively kill this. And then I'll deal with Sejuani next turn. It's probably the way to go. Yeah, I think this is the way to go, actually. So his Sejuani is like not even close to leveled. And my dragon is looking pretty good. We'll do this. He's probably going to have some sort of combat trick. Pokey Stick. I actually want to protect this. I'm not going to go too crazy over it, but I think that's worth. Nice, got it. Huge.
Well fought.
It's big. That's a big deal. Okay, so that puts him at 3. 3's not a big deal. We'll just go another Goat. Let's keep going Goats on him. I'm not going to play past that. Just one Goat's enough. Sometimes one Goat's all it takes, you know?
Little boons are just as good as big ones.
We'll guard this.
Field is yours.
I'll likely gem and then Strafing Strike if he plays anything. The reason I want to gem first... Oh, there's a Gnar. Perfect. The reason I want to gem first is so that I have the ability to sharp sight it as range of whatever he's going to do. So, see you later, Gnar. Now my dragon is massive. Sure, that doesn't really do anything. It puts Sejuani at 4. 4 is not 5, so... we definitely slam Goat, and we're going to open attack next turn. Huge.
My steel is yours.
So that's obviously lethal. Got him. Easy game. I mean, I had the Overwhelm and the Sharp Sight. I just wanted to see what he did. Like, there's no need to overcommit. Got him, though. Easy game. Galio Braum. Okay. Interesting. I don't think Galio Braum is all that great at the moment, but who knows? Maybe it is. Oh, this hand's not good. It's not bad. It's kind of meh. I mean, I'm happy to see dragons for sure. I just think that I could potentially just get run over if he's got like a nice curve. That's awesome. Mountain Goat is good.
I sculpt what others only dream of.
Yeah, we'll go Mountain Goat here. For sure. I might even go Mountain Goat into Yuumi. Probably worth it.
I'm ready to play, bop, and knock over some cups.
Thinking this is going to be worth. Okay, so he's looking to curve into Braum, right? Like, that's obviously what he's up to here. Thing is, I do have Hush, so I'm gonna let him... Oh, okay, so that doesn't... That's good, that's good. Can he kill me, though? This puts that at 5, which is out of range, so I don't like that. But realistically, does it matter? Like, I just don't attack him. I think getting Shyvana down is probably pretty important. He could play Winds of War. Like, this goes to 5, which can kill this guy. Don't like that. So I think I'm going to play it safe. We'll just do this, and this way he can't attack. Well, he can, but he just has a very bad attack. Nice. That's perfect. And we'll go Screeching now. I think I want to deal with his these units.
That's a bit better.
I actually have Hush for that, so we'll go like this. And when he goes to block here, I'm going to Hush this dragon. I think that's a really big problem with Formidable, is if you silence it, it's basically like a 0 card, like, you know, 0 whatever. It's just a wall. So, definitely a problem with Formidable for sure. Is the fact that you silence it and it doesn't have any attack stat at all. Definitely it feels bad. Okay, sure. This thing's gonna just get silenced and die. I can't wait for it. 3 plus 4. I can play Shyvana.
The
Cool.
dragon's rage
Works for me.
claws to get out.
Lighter than it looks. Impressive, no?
So I'm gonna single combat this. I don't really see how he stops this. I guess he could play 2 cards to stop it, which is fine. If he wants to play 2 cards, I'm happy to see it. Maybe I should have just let him attack first, because now he probably won't attack and my Hush won't get the same value, but I don't think it matters. Cool.
Protect them.
Pretty good. Like, he obviously has no attack here. He's got to know that. Sure. If you want to donate this guy to me, that's fine. Like, he can buff it. I don't even care. Like, if he wants to buff this card, sure. It's going to go to, like, such low health that it literally becomes useless. Yeah. Yeah, Formidable. Not very good. Not a very good archetype. Sorry. Okay, this is the Overwhelm deck, where they just play, like, all Overwhelm units. It's a little bit annoying, but we can get there. I think Yuumi on Wounded White Flame is going to be pretty big here. Galio can actually really help as well. If I can keep my board somewhat alive... Oh, no. Omen Hawk on 1, that's such a feels bad. Such a feels bad, because you know he's going to end up with, like, getting crazy buffs on good stuff. But it is what it is. So I'm down to trade my Broadwing into this guy. I just can't really afford to take any damage to this deck. And that's basically all there is to it. I don't want to get hit. And in my quest to not get hit, you got to make some unfavorable trades. Although that was a 2-drop for a 2-drop, so it's not like it's the worst. Ballista. I hate how cheesy these decks are. Like, this card is so trash, but because he's playing like a very cheesy deck, it works. That sucks because that means he could potentially play Gnar. So I have to do this. It sucks, but it is what it is. I don't want him playing a leveled up Gnar for free. A Whirling Death. I mean... I can buff this +2. It's not enough, and it's not worth it. So I'm just gonna chill. I do think I play Yuumi.
Lead the way, book. Wait,
Yuumi base.
following me?
We need to be spread out in order to block all of his stuff effectively. So, Yuumi by herself is gonna have to do.
Rage claws to get out.
I mean, Yuumi's okay, right? Like, sometimes just playing it as a Yuumi is not the worst thing. Because it's gonna get growing and it'll be, you know, value in the long run. My alternative here was, like, play Shyvana and then play Yuumi the following turn, but if he develops multiple units right now, then I'm so screwed. I was happy to see him use that Whirling Death, actually. It does feel a little bit bad because I wanted to buff up my my Wounded White Flame. Like, Wounded White Flame with the Yuumi on it, probably he wouldn't be able to kill. It's just, it's just rough, right? That's all. So I don't know if my opponent has given up because he has no way to deal with Shyvana, but... No, he hasn't. He's still going. He's still giving her.
My fury.
So, I'm assuming he blocks with the Reckoner? No? No block. Okay.
I go where you go.
Dragon Chow is nice. This will give me an additional blocker.
Come face me.
That sucks. That sucks because I suspect Gnar is happening.
Fight or
No,
die.
I don't see a Gnar yet. I actually am going to get a leveled up Galio here. This is going to be big. Not only will I likely level up Galio, his Fallen Reckoner is going to target my Dragon Chow. So he does have the leveled up Gnar. You know, nothing you can do. Gnar is just like... just a busted card. Like, it's just a really, really dumb-ass card. So, this means when he attacks me next turn, he kills Shyvana for literally free, which is, like, it's really, really dumb. Super duper dumb card. But that's okay. We got Galio. Galio's gonna level us. Now, I could attack with Shyvana. I kind of think I'd prefer to level Galio.
Magic goes in, might comes out.
I think leveling Galio is the way to go. Single combat is huge. I can use single combat on Galio to kill his Gnar to protect my Shyvana. Could alternatively just level Shyvana. Could level Shyvana by single combating this. But then it just dies to Gnar. I think this is the way to go. Quite honestly, I think this is the play. And this also lets me rally, which is huge. Alright, well, what are you doing, dude?
I'm made of petricite, not patience.
That's right, Galio, you tell him. Thanks for the rally. Alright, well, let's see what my opponent's up to here. He's up to attacking me. I don't really want to take 6. I mean, that's got to be one of these. And I can't really do anything with the Galio. Probably just block this with him.
To battle.
This works. Yeah, this works pretty good, I'd say. Gotta be afraid of Whirling Death. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. But at the moment, I'm not taking very much. Taking 1 damage. 1 damage is nothing. Another Whirling Death for real? Maybe not. We'll see. Make up your mind, dude. What do you got? Another Whirling Death. Okay. So that puts Shyvana taking 10. I'm going to take 4 from that. I'm okay with that. Sure. I mean, like, he obviously did that not knowing that I'm going to just play another Shyvana anyways, so. It's all good. I'm down with that, dude. And if I ever draw another Galio, he's already flipped, so I'm in a pretty good spot. Oh, I hate this stupid-ass card. Jeez, Gnar is so obnoxious. God, I hate Gnar so much. So much I hate this card. The dumbest card they've ever printed, by far. Like, this card is so fucked. Thank you, Galio.
Come on, then. Let's get to fighting.
4 mana, 6/5 quick attack overwhelm. Balanced. Oh, did I also mention it generates Pokesticks and gives your best unit vulnerable? Like, what a dumbass card.
Mine is the hand of Noxus.
So, Shyvana can kill Darius. I mean, he loses here. Like, that's plain and simple. This is game over. Even though he had, like, a super obnoxious deck and double Whirling Death with, you know, a bunch of Gnars. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Dragons are just too big. This means I rally, friend. I don't know if you want to get rallied on. Yeah, sure. Not only do I rally, I also level up Yuumi, so that's pretty cool. I hate Gnar, by the way. He's cool to play. Like, any card that's absolutely busted is always going to be fun to play, right? But playing against Gnar just feels so awful. Just so awful to play against. A lot of people don't realize how strong it really is. Because they're like, oh, it's not that bad. Or, yeah, he's strong, I guess. It's not just that. It's the fact that, like, if you don't kill him on 4, he turns into a freaking 6/5 that's going to kill your strongest unit for free. Like, the amount of tempo and board control that one card for 4 mana gives is just busted. That's not even talking about Pokestick. Or the fact that at 4 mana, it's a fucking 4/3 with quick attack. So, like, 4 mana cards have 4 health usually, so you can't even block him. It's brutal.
We knocked him over.
But we got him. Okay, Yuumi Pantheon. So, I actually think their deck is probably pretty good against us. We'd have to see. I mean, we are running Hush in order to help with this kind of deck, but I do think that they go like 1 unit big. And it's going to be a little bit better than ours. I actually take this attack from the goat. I kind of want to play White Flame. Or I want to play White Flame with some defense, so we'll do that. Oh, my own goat. Damn. Yeah, we're looking to Yuumi onto our White Flame. I think that's the way we want to play this. Cool. So now his Wounded White Flame is, you know, bigger than ours, and we can't really do anything about it. I don't really want to get into a battle of, you know, trades and buffs and all that. Maybe I do. No, I don't think we win that battle, to be quite honest.
Where'd we end up
Oh, a
this time,
Yuumi.
bud?
Alright. So now I actually think we can win this battle.
I'm ready to play, bop, and knock over some cups.
So yeah, we actually do win this battle if he wants to attack. So that's good with us. It's very good news. Yeah, and he knows it. He knows that we win the battle. So I have a pretty interesting decision. I think I actually use this to do this. And the reason I do that is because by weakening his Wounded White Flame, I opened it up to die to ours. The Zenith Bladeth? Sure. Okay, so that's not good. So yeah, ours is at 8, a little bit smaller than his. But we have the potential that we can trade ours into his, so he definitely wants to be a little bit careful. I don't think he just wants to throw his dragon away. Single combat's huge. Yeah, so like I'm down with this trade here. But I doubt he's going to just go with that trade. So I may have to single combat it or, you know, pop additional combat tricks. So he's going Concerted Strike. I'll go single combat on top. Love it. Absolutely love to see that. This means I can develop Yuumi back onto this one. Yeah, so that's good. This is good. We are behind in the card department. But, oh, Screeching Dragon's nice. I don't think I want Screeching Dragon right now. I think I need to get Yuumi out. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get Yuumi going. So there's a Wounded White Flame. Do I swing with Goat? I think I do swing with Goat. Yeah, I'm gonna swing with Goat. The reason I'm gonna swing with Goat is... Oh, okay, he just took it. But either way, the reason I was going to swing with Goat is because it's gonna cause him to waste cards in his hand, and wasting cards in his hand is good for me. So we actually want to draw 2 dragons now. The reason being, we're going to look... We need our Hush to deal with Pantheon. Pantheon's coming, and we need to deal with him ASAP. So hopefully we have a Hush, or we can at least, you know, maybe draw into one. No Hush. Concerted Strike is actually very good, though. 6, 7, 8, 9. This is worth it. Cool, so I win this exchange. Assuming he doesn't have... He's got to have a buff, right? Like, what else? What the heck is his hand if he doesn't have a buff? He has one. There it is. Chain Vest. That's actually okay. I keep my dragon. He loses his. Like, he doesn't win that exchange. He needs another buff. Love it.
I was always mortal.
Absolutely love to see that. Oh, yeah. And that's his whole turn. So... yeah, he's not really doing anything here. And we'll follow it up by protecting. But got him. Nice. Huge. Okay, well, we managed to navigate around his stuff, and we took him out, even though his deck goes bigger than ours. That was big. Alright, I think this is Bandle Tree. So, against Bandle Tree, we really want to get Overwhelm ASAP. Galio's not bad also. We'll keep Goat because we want to generate a gem. This hand is fine. It's not bad. The only downside to this is obviously if he has Flock. So I don't block anything. I guess it really doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter if I block or not. Considering he'll just block and enable his own Flock stuff, so... Yeah, we just gotta hope he doesn't have the right control tools and we should be okay. I'm down to trade my goat with a spider, actually. A second Chow. Oh my gosh, I want to be greedy. Nah, we'll go for this instead. We'll be safe. This is better. Okay, so more spooters. I pass. I need to get Dragon's Clutch so that I can get my dragons big and give them Overwhelm. That's how I'm going to win this game.
Team, adventure time.
I am more.
Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? That's kind of annoying. And a Buster Shot. All right. I swear I'm not tilted.
Ready, Hammer?
All right. So,
Come face me.
kill all this stuff. Take 7. My health isn't really a big deal, to be quite honest. The bigger issue is actually more that he's going to have his tree, and I'm not going to be able to do much. So we do this first. And then we can play Brightsteel.
You're covered.
And this should give us the ability to, hopefully, level up Shyvana and get Shyvana some health back. I'll also play a goat as well. Oh wow, Gnar. Oh, cool. Cool, cool. I actually... Oh, whoa, wrong card. I actually kill Gnar. Yeah, we definitely kill Gnar here. We get rid of this stupid little bugger. What could he have for 1 mana? Group Shot. Okay. So that tells me that he actually has a Flock in hand, which is scary. But, you know, I hope I draw a Sharp Sight. That would be really nice, game. So, please give me a Sharp Sight, or even a second Pale Cascade. Okay, didn't draw. That's bad. That means Shyvana's dead. So rip Shyvana. Okay, he played Mayor first, though. Interesting. Very interesting play. So I'm gonna Brightsteel my Shyvana here. Definitely the way to go. I think if he did have a Flock, that was a greedy play by my opponent to play the Mayor. Kennen does nothing. He breaks wind, sure. We play a Chow. Chow can chump block, and then I can also play a goat. Yeah, this does absolutely nothing. And we can slam goat. Next turn we have a massive Galio, so I might actually just want to take as much of this damage as I possibly can in order to slam Galio next turn. I feel like my opponent probably doesn't want to attack into this, but we'll see. He doesn't. Oh my god. Oh, get ready to get punished, dude. Get ready to get punished. Huge. Yeah, Galio's at like insane numbers here. He's gonna get mini-morph though. So he's gonna mini-morph Galio. But the question is, if he mini-morphs Galio, do I care? Grab Mayor, I think. I actually swing with everything.
Looks like fun.
Yeah, there's no reason not to just swing with everything, I think. He's likely going to want to mini-morph Galio, so protecting Galio makes no sense. I could have just passed until Galio flipped, but that doesn't change anything. So I knew mini-morph was coming on the Galio. But that's good, because that gave me the... I basically got to protect my Shyvana, is what that did. So now Shyvana's safe. Scorched Earth is basically the only thing he can do. We're killing his entire board. Like, he gets to keep 2 spiders, like, big deal.
Retreating bravely!
Sorry.
Massive. Yeah, good. Looks good to me. So, I'm at the point where Bandle Tree is the only thing that I need to really be afraid of. Like, even if he has Scorched Earth to kill Shyvana, it's not that big a deal. I might want to gem her, though. I think I gem Shyvana first, and then I play Screeching. The reason for this is if he's going to try to kill it with double flock's not going to cut it. He needs Scorched Earth to kill Shyvana. I don't think he has it. I really don't. So, I need to find Dragon's Clutch. No Dragon's Clutch. Feels bad. Oh god, he really ramped everything up. He got that off Mare, so he's probably really close to 10. I need Dragon's Clutch. Okay, so I think he already played a Telescope. No, he didn't. So he's probably at 10, right? Like, what has he not played? Ionia. I don't think he's played Ionia yet. So that's the saving grace. He needs to play Ionia. No Dragon's Clutch feels bad. I actually do this because I need to activate Pale Cascade. So we need to Pale Cascade here. We'll do it on Goat. There it is, baby. Let's go. And grab you. We will also grab you. That's about right. So let's see what he does before I cast Dragon's Clutch. Like, he obviously has to block. He lives with 4. Gotta make sure we go all in, honestly. Puts him at 0. Is that really the way to go? Does this also kill? That leaves him at 1. 1 is not sufficient. Yeah, it's gotta be like this. Okay, we'll do it like this. And we'll just hope we get there. I am weak to Minimorph here, obviously. Minimorph, Scorched Earth, Gnar Stun are all things that I have to be scared of. Does that do anything? Okay, I didn't see, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't do anything. I think he dies. Right? Like, I think that still kills him. Yeah, he's still dead. Got him. Huge. Nice, GG. Yeah, it was really good that we took the risk and we went for that Dragon's Clutch there. Huge win. My opponent was probably at like 9 on his tree, so we would have lost the next round. But we made it. Got him. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment below. Stay tuned for more Legends Runeterra content. I got some more stuff in the works. Not too sure exactly what I'm going to be working on next. I have a couple of ideas rolling around in the head, but we'll have to realize them, and they have to be able to deal with Gnar and Yordle arms. If you guys would like me to, or would like to see me just play a off-meta fun deck, by all means, drop a comment and say, hey, I want to see you play something jank, but unless I get that suggestion, I don't really think I'm going to be creating any decks that have no chance on the ladder. That being said, have yourselves a wonderful day. T-Dot out!